Hi, I'm Swan, and I'm the world's most epic gamer. I've been playing video games since I came out of the womb. Bro, I popped out with a controller in one hand and an RGB keyboard in the other. Since day one, I was locked in. Am I good at them? No, of course not, but I have fun anyway. I'll play literally anything. Single player games are my jam, they're definitely what I play the most. I love fighting games. A cheeky spot of Valorant or Overwatch is a blast, and when I'm not playing a game, I'm making a YouTube video about one. Subscribe, by the way. I'm 21, I'm nearly 22, and what I've noticed in these past few years is things are really different than they used to be. Anyone my age will just tell you that something seems off compared to when we grew up. Why are the vibes so different now than what they were on the Xbox 360 and the PS3? When you think about it side by side with what the world is like now, has gaming changed? Or are we just older? Gaming is weird in your 20s. If you were lucky enough to experience the Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii generation of gaming in its prime, you'll know what a golden time it was. Everything was just so balanced. There were just the right amount of games that there was a wide variety to choose from without there being too much choice. You wanted an online shooter? You had COD, Halo, Gears of War, Battlefield. Fighting games, you had Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Tekken 6. Sports games, we had loads of them, and the single player games were thriving in this time. The original God of War trilogy, Metal Gear Solid, and not to mention, solid single player campaigns for most of the games I've already mentioned. And what's better, all of your friends also had these games, so it's just a matter of choosing what to play and you could all jump straight in. You were all free a lot, everyone finished school at the same time, and everyone then had the afternoon to play gun game on Black Ops 2. And in this modern era of gaming, nothing is quite as simple, is it? Firstly, unlike before, you and all your friends just have different schedules. Despite all being the same age, in your 20s, everyone's just at a different stage of their life. Some people are in full-time education, some are working, some are travelling, and some are just not up to much at all. Everyone has a different schedule, and that makes planning that gaming session much more difficult, because not everyone's free to play anymore. Especially you, Josh. Stop being awkward and hop on Minecraft. And even if you do have the time to hop in a party with the boys and girls, picking a game is really tough nowadays. Back in the day, there were a few staple games that everyone had and was willing to hop on any of them. Now, the variety of games to play is so wide that it's incredibly difficult to find something that everyone is into and everyone wants to put time into. I'm not saying having so many games and so many choice is a terrible thing, but it certainly has its downsides. You would think that free-to-play live service games like Fortnite and Valorant would be great to hop on with friends, and yeah, they are, but the problem is that these games are designed to have you spend significant time with them. Meaning that if you want to enjoy these games to their fullest potential, you want to start getting better and create those amazing memories with your pals, then all of you have to be willing to put the hours in. Which, like I said, with your schedules, probably won't happen. Not to mention, these games have general scummy tactics designed to sink their teeth in and keep you playing. Once you've bought a battle pass, you've now got the fear of missing out and you have to complete it. If you buy one battle pass and your friend buys one for another game, it looks like we're at a stalemate, doesn't it? But I made another video on the scummy tactics of live service games, go watch that. 20s are a time between childhood and being a proper adult. So you think you'd get a lot of time to mess around with the group, but it's less like a time of great freedom and more just like a void, where nothing ever really happens. Being in your 20s is a bit like that really weird week between Christmas and New Year, but it's just kinda your whole life now. But hey, not all is lost. If there is one thing you take away from that video, it's please plan that game night. Figure something out. You and your gang are all going to be free at some point, and it's up to you to get something organised for when that time comes. Plan a specific evening where you're gonna play Overwatch together, you're gonna do some Final Fantasy XIV raids, or just sit in a PlayStation party and see where it goes. Yeah, it takes more effort than it used to get everyone on, but doesn't everything? You know it'll be worth it. I feel like for a lot of people, even single-player games are tougher to get into than they used to be. Not only are some of these titles ludicrously expensive, £70 is a ridiculous amount to pay for a game, but a lot of games are just really big time investments. And I like long games. My favourite game of all time is 100 hours long. But I work full-time, man. It's hard to justify sitting down for long sessions and grinding through these games. Especially considering I have other goals in the gym and on this channel that I really put my all into. It makes me kinda sad, because I played Persona 5 when I was in school and I had the time to do so. And sometimes I want to replay it because it truly is the love of my life, this game, but I don't think I'm ever gonna have the time soon. And I bet you feel the same. These games are getting longer and longer, and they're coming thicker and faster at prices that are just getting higher and higher. I don't know a single one of my gaming friends who doesn't have an enormous backlog of games to get through. Gaming in your 20s is weird. Yes, we're getting older, and yes, life is changing, making our attitudes to gaming different. But I also think the gaming landscape is different too. For the better? Maybe not, but there's still so much here to enjoy. Storytelling is at its peak in the gaming industry, and online multiplayer games are easier to access for everyone than ever. Despite how heavily monetized they are, you have to commend these games for that. Gaming has changed, but you have too. But I doubt you would have clicked on this video if you didn't want to play some video games. So I implore you, message your pals right now! Get that game night sorted! Set a time for everyone to go back and experience those 360 days again. Trust me, you're in for a treat. Please, comment down below if because of this video you get a night organised, because it would make me so happy to think that that has happened because of this video. But what do you think? Do you think gaming's gone downhill a bit? Because honestly, I don't know. Yes, it has, and no, it hasn't. Comment that down below as well, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe, because I make absolute bangers all the time. You should know that by now. And with all that out of the way, see you in the next one.